Goodwill brings to you the weekly share market update dated the 1st of June, 2024. Talking about the corporate segment, we have shares of Astra Microwave Products surged over 14% to hit a fresh record high of 914 rupees on May 27 after the defense and aerospace company reported over four-fold jump in net profit during the March quarter of financial year 2024. The company's consolidated net profit for the January-March period surged to 54 rupees crore, the highest ever in any quarter, up from 13 rupees crore in the year-ago period. Revenue also grew nearly 38% on year to 354 rupees crore for quarter 4 financial year 2024 as against 258 rupees crore in quarter 4 financial year 2023. Delivering on all key parameters, the company's EBITDA margin also swelled up to 22.8% in the March quarter as against 13.3% in the same period a year ago. Shares of DOMS Industries rallied over 10% to hit an all-time high of 2,035 rupees per share on May 28 after the stationery company reported an upbeat January-March quarter performance. With today's upsurge, the stock is up over 150% of its issue price of 790 rupees apiece. DOMS Industries revenue rose 20% year-on-year to 403 rupees crore in quarter for financial year 2024, while earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization grew 22% year-on-year to 76 rupees crore. The company's net profit grew 29% year-on-year to 47 rupees crore in the March-ended quarter, and margins expanded by 40 basis points to 18.8%. Shares of National Aluminium Company Limited, NALCO, jumped 6% in morning deals on May 28 to hit an all-time high of 206.30 rupees on the National Stock Exchange after the PSU reported strong earnings for the quarter ended March 2024. NALCO is a Navratna PSU under the Ministry of Mines. It is one of the country's largest integrated bauxite aluminium power complex. The state-owned firm reported twofold rise in consolidated profit to 996.74 rupees crore for quarter 4 financial year 2024 on the back of lower expenses. However, the company's consolidated total income during the quarter dropped to 3,663.09 rupees crore from 3,726.76 rupees crore in the year-ago period. The expenses of the PSU in the fourth quarter dropped to 2,720.42 rupees crore, owing to a 22% decline in raw material costs. Shares of several shipping companies jumped up to 10% on May 29 on high volumes with triggers including order wins and March quarter results. Mazagon led the pack as its robust fourth quarter results prompted investors to buy. The company reported a revenue of 3,103.6 rupees crore, compared to the 2,078.6 rupees crore topline it reported during the same period last year. Its net profit for the period more than doubled to 663 rupees crore, compared to 326 rupees crore during the year-ago quarter. Year-to-date, the counter has rallied over 46%. Its one-year massive returns of over 332% far outpaced NIFTY's return of 25% during this period. Shares of Campus Activewear skyrocketed over 16% after the company reported strong earnings for the quarter ended March 2024. Post the earnings release, Motilal Oswal retained its buy call on the stock with a target price of 295 rupees, implying an upside of 17% from the previous close. JM Financial also retained a buy rating on the stock, but cut the target price to 295 rupees per share. The footwear maker's net profit jumped 42.6% year-on-year to 32.7 rupees crore during the quarter, and revenue rose 4.6% year-on-year to 364 rupees crore. Sequentially, the bottom line of Campus Activewear rose, but the top line saw a decline. On the operating front, Campus EBITDA rose 16% YOY to 66.4 rupees crore in quarter for financial year 2024 as compared to 57.1 rupees crore in the year-ago period. Its EBITDA margin also increased to 18.3% in the quarter under review from 16.4% in the year-ago period. Shares of Paytm hit 5% upper circuit for the second straight session on May 30. the stock has seen a sharp rally after a report said that billionaire Gautam Adani is considering buying a stake in Paytm's parent company, 197 Communications. Paytm, however, issued a clarification later stating that the report was nothing but speculation. We hereby clarify that the above-mentioned news item is speculative and the company is not engaged in any discussions in this regard. We have always made and will continue to make disclosures in compliance with our obligations under the SEBI, Listing Obligations and Disclosure Requirements, Regulations, 2015, Paytm said in an official statement. Edelweiss Financial Services stock price tanked 10% in trade on May 30 after the Reserve Bank of India imposed restrictions on two of its financial services entities, citing material supervisory concerns. On May 29, the central bank announced supervisory actions against Edelweiss Financial Services entities ECL Finance and Edelweiss Asset Reconstruction Company. RBI has directed ECL Finance to immediately stop undertaking any structured transactions in respect of its wholesale exposures, other than repayment and/or closure of accounts in its normal course of business. EARCL has been barred from acquiring financial assets, including security receipts, SRs, and reorganizing the existing SRs into senior and subordinate tranches. Announcing the action on Edelweiss Group entities, RBI said the action is based on material concerns observed during the course of supervisory examinations, essentially arising out of conduct of the group entities acting in concert. Adani Group firms' shares surged on May 31 amid heightened trading activity, bucking the trajectory of the benchmark indices. Shares of Adani Enterprises soared by more than 6%, while Adani Ports and SEZ saw a gain of 4%. Adani Total Gas surged by 10%, while Adani Power climbed to 13% and Adani Energy Solutions was trading nearly 3% higher. Adani Green Energy shares rose by 4.4%, while Adani Wilmar, Ambuja Cements, and ACC recorded gains 3.6%, 2% and 2%, respectively. NDTV's shares rose 9%. ZF Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India Limited has moved up by 28.5% this week with a change of 1,498.85 points. It has traded with a net volume of 336.068 thousand shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 17,410.90 against the previous closing price of 13,551.25. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 14,673.20, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 17,900 points this week. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 64.89. Ratan India Power Limited has moved up by 26.8% this week with a change of 4.50 points. It has traded with a net volume of 328.329 million shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 19.2 against the previous closing price of 15.10. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 12.93, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 19.2 points this week. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 83.15. Johnson Controls Hitachi Air Conditioning India Limited has moved up by 21.2% this week with a change of 314.45 points. It has traded with a net volume of 3.063 million shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 1801.3 against the previous closing price of 1486.85. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 1349.37, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 1874 points this week. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 75.29. NIFTY is currently in negative trend. If you are holding short positions, then continue to hold with daily closing stop loss of 22,775. Fresh long positions can be initiated if Nifty closes above 22,775 levels. Nifty support levels are 22,446, 22,361 and 22,257. Nifty resistance levels are 22,635, 22,739 and 22,823. Bank Nifty is currently in negative trend. If you are holding short positions, then continue to hold with daily closing stop loss of 49,290. Fresh long positions can be initiated if Bank Nifty closes above 49,290 levels. Bank Nifty support levels are 48,661, 48,338 and 48,108. Bank Nifty resistance levels are 49,215, 49,445 and 49,768.
You can reach us via phone, WhatsApp, or email using the information listed on the screen. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more financial insights. And, as always, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, leave them in the comments section below. Until next time, happy investing.